Right, in this video, we're going to be looking at digraphs in the IPA. So digraphs are I think, a fairly clever way of opening up a new realm of characters without designing completely new shapes. We have some of that happening in the IPA, but this is another approach. Um, so what are the digraphs in the IPA? There are four digraphs here, and then these two bottom ones are actually not part of the IPA. I'm going to talk about them in a minute. Um, so for the vowels, first, both of the ones with O in them represent rounded vowels. So we have an open mid front rounded vowel and an open front rounded vowel, both having the O. And if you look at the video on small capital letters, you'll remember that the small capital version of a vowel generally represents a lower articulation than the lowercase version of that vowel. So open mid, fully open. Okay, so that's them. The AE digraph represents a sound that's between the one transcribed with the E or epsilon and the one transcribed with the A. So this is a near open front unrounded vowel, and it's between the epsilon, the open mid front unrounded vowel, and the regular lowercase a, the open front unrounded vowel. Okay, and then on the consonant side, we have one digraph, and that's the œஐў digraph. Moderately self-explanatory. It's a voiced alveolar lateral fricative. The L portion of this represents the alveolar lateral properties, and the portion represents the voiced fricative properties. That on its own will be the symbol for voiced palato-alveolar or post-alveolar fricative. And we'll see this also in the video that just goes through the set of lateral symbols. The ch and j as digraphs are not official IPA characters, and that's for good reason. They are used. Some people use them to represent affricates, but remember, an affricate is a combination of a stop and a fricative, and we have stop symbols and we have fricative symbols. We can put them in sequence. We can use a tie bar to connect them, and that's enough. So we're not going to add extra characters to the IPA that can do jobs that we already have a way to do. Okay. Right. End of rant. So there's some tricks for remembering those four digraphs. And the one last thing I want to mention to remind people about digraphs, sometimes I see people typing them out as separate letters, and that's not cool because two separate letters in the IPA represents two separate sounds. And these digraphs each represent a single sound. It may be a sound that's intermediate between two sounds or that combines properties of two sounds, but it is, in the end, a single sound. The A sound or the Z sound, a single sound. As soon as you have two separate letters in a transcription, that represents two separate sounds. So please don't, please remember that, avoid that mistake.